Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here with,
Ready.
and the critters, of course. It is April 29th, 2021. It is Thursday afternoon at 4:08 p.m. And I keep doing that because I have my glasses on, so I can't really read the close-up print right well. It's just far enough away, you know. Anyway, yeah, don't look at the hair. We aren't even going to talk about skunk stripe, okay? Not ready to even go down that valley, that road, that whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm just going to pour some red dye over the skunk stripe, call it good. I'm a little afraid to bleach it because I know, having worked in the field of cosmetology, that black hair dye, especially out of a box, is the hardest thing to ever get out. It usually takes multiple bleaching attempts, unless you're going to go for a higher percentage of peroxide, which is basically going to fry your hair off anyway. And then you need to do deep conditioning in between, and it still doesn't guarantee that it's going to come out, that you're not going to look orange. I really don't want to shave my head. I'm not trying to do a Britney Spears, so let's just not even go there right now. I don't know. I just don't know. So I'm sorry we have not made videos. Well, I've made videos. I just never posted them. Then I think about them and I'm like, no. Because the first video I made, which was like Monday afternoon, I was kind of upset. Maybe it was Tuesday I made it. I don't remember. And then yesterday's video that I made to replace it, I was boo-hooing and everything. You guys don't need that. You've seen me boo-hoo enough. You just don't need it. Nobody needs it. So anyway, oh, mother of goodness. um, Brad, let's go. Let's start from Monday.
Okay.
Brad got his cast off. I have his cast. I don't know if I can show it to you. Oh, maybe. Oh, mother of God. There we go. This is his cast. You may say, why do you have this? Because Teresa's going to glue this back together. And I'm going to spray paint it kind of a Frankenstein green. I'm not sure if I may make loose laces up it and make toes. I'm not sure yet. Because I could use all kinds of fillers here and make toes. And then I'm going to probably put some fake mums. I'm going to drip. I'm going to use some either artificial blood or just some very dark red and mix it in with Elmer's glue and then drip it and splatter it. And then I may put some artificial mums and fall leaves and stuff out the top. And this will be outside for decorations. So, I know I have at least one more because he is recasted. It does look like the doctor really made me feel good because he come in and he was all excited and first off he apologized for making us wait. They wanted Brad to come in really early. And, you know, we don't get up at the crack of dawn. We knew we didn't have an appointment until like 2:45. So when he did get up, they called again. And I told Brad, I said, they want to go home. They don't have any patients right now. You know, and soon they could get him in. And so we beat cheeks. We ended up going in about half hour early. And then the doctor got stuck with another patient. So we waited maybe 10 minutes. It wasn't any big deal. But then he called me over because they have this, you know, the giant magnifying glass. It's got a light on it. Brad never realized it was a magnifying glass. And I didn't realize how much it magnified. Doctor called me over, had me look through this and stuff to see that thin layer of skin that's starting to form over his wound, which was wonderful. So we did go for recasting, and I bet you have at least 2 more casts after this. I just have that feeling.
Or you're hoping.
No, I have that feeling because, depending on how much healing they get, because that was only 4 days worth of time. So depending on how much healing he gets, will be, I bet you 2 more times at least, because they're not going to want to let that wound go and have all that pressure on it of when he walks on it again, because it might, destroy the skin that's forming. So we'll see. But yeah, I bet he has at least 2 more. But we've gotten used to it. He can fly like no other. If he sits on the rollator and he goes backwards, he can fly. It's good to see because I know he really misses being able to, he can outwalk anybody, and I know he really misses that. So, but we've gotten used to it, and, you know, been having a couple rough days because I was on the phone with Carol. I think it was Tuesday we were talking. And we were having a great time and stuff, and then all of a sudden I got to feeling super sick. Where you're going to throw up. So you hope you get off the phone before. And I waited too long. I ended up just having to let the phone go and run because, And then I knew I probably had a bladder infection, UTI coming again. And I do. And so I was not feeling good that evening. I went to bed really early. Brad knew that was the first sign that his wife was not doing well. He made me vegetable soup. I asked him to, but I didn't even eat that till about 9:30 at night. We did watch the movie The Hateful Eight. It's a 3-hour movie, but it's very good. It has Samuel L. Jackson, Kirk Russell, Channing Tatum, and a bunch of other A-list stars, and it was a very, very good movie. So
the girl in it.
Mm-hmm.
That was Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Okay.
And I was surprised.
I've seen her in other stuff.
I have too.
So, yeah. We're going to watch the series. It's also on Netflix, but we wanted to watch the movie first. And, yesterday I was having a really super hard day emotionally. I cried about everything under the sun, people. I mean, Lord. I cried about different family dynamics and people that we miss and people that we love and pets that I miss that we've had to put down, and cried about Brad's disability and feeling so bad for him, and I don't know. I cried about a bunch of other stuff. I cried for like hours. And I mean, this is where, you got the tears rolling down the cheeks and the whole bed. The dogs are over here, loving you up. Yeah, you guys didn't need to see that. That's why I did not put that video up and I deleted it. It's just sometimes I get all up in my feelings. I can't smoke anymore. I can't overeat anymore. Sometimes it can get to be a little much. Sometimes, as much as I love my husband, he can get to be a little much, where I know he's really bored, and I know that he doesn't really know what to do with himself because he can't do a lot of the stuff he used to do. He can't go walking all over, he didn't. We don't have any friends here, especially because of the pandemic. So, that's not made it easy on either one of us because I can't even join like any artist group that would meet once in a while, and meeting on Zoom is not the same. He can't really, get together with other gentlemen that talk about fishing and make plans to go fishing and all of that, and so I mean it's hard, and I have gotten used to for years and years. Brad was always at work. I've gotten used to entertaining myself. Having an empty house, and you just have to entertain yourself. I mean, why I do a lot of arts and crafts. That's kind of my escapism because the world seems so cold and hard to me. And that's probably just because I have Asperger's and I'm very sensitive. But it does seem to be a very cold and hard place. And I have trouble with that. I have trouble with the fact that when a person dies, a lot of times it's just like every molecule and atom that ever made that person, the essence and the soul of that person, it's just gone. I mean, it bothered me like when my grandfather died. I went into his closet because I wanted one of his sweaters. He always wore these button-down sweaters. He was always cold. My aunt had already cleaned out all of his clothing. He'd only been dead for 3 days. There was not anything that ever showed that it was my grandfather that left in that room. And I know a lot of people do that for closure, and that's what's best for them. It really bothers me, I always just want a little piece of something that's sentimental. I saw where that one gal is doing resin pours, and she'll take, like, if people send her like some ashes and stuff of their deceased loved one or pet, and she'll.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I wish I had some of Missy's ashes.
Yeah.
But I don't. But I wish I did. I said I wasn't going to cry on here.
I know.
I really miss her. Basically because Charlie doesn't sleep on my bed now. He sleeps on Brad's. And before he would fight tooth and nail to sleep on my bed. And so I don't have him on my bed now, and Nixie sleeps on my bed somewhat.
She usually splits her time.
I know. I miss having.
I know. A little dog.
Yeah. So much. Just having a little buddy that, Mitzi was always right there with me. I mean, she was always tucked in. Like, if I was sitting in this chair right now, she would be right there at the foot of my chair. Or else she'd be up in the chair with me. I mean, she had to sleep with me. She always slept with me. I miss that. And I thought Charlie would always sleep with me. But he doesn't. He did for the longest time in Crawfordville. But here, he doesn't. Very rarely will I find him on my bed. It will be only if Brad kicked him off of his. So, I don't know. I would love to get another small dog. I don't want to get a puppy, though. And I worry about how these guys would react. I would, yeah. I mean, if I could have anything, I would have a rescue dog, a small dog, you know. I would love that. I miss having a baby. I really do. I miss having a small dog that's my baby, and you always have that comfort of them being with you. Because I worry, though, if I wait till these guys are gone, I may be too old to get one, you know? So, I don't know. Oh, I canceled that houseplant subscription. I had gotten one that was real low cost. It was like $15.99. I thought, okay, it will be nice to get some, really unique houseplants. Well, they've sent me 2 times and it hasn't been anything unique. This time when I opened up the box, they were totally unprepared for there to be wet, dark peat moss soil that would basically just kind of explode all over my lap, me, my floor. I'm trying to clean it up off my floor and I'm just making the spot darker. It was an English ivy plant and all the roots and everything were exposed. I mean, I had to repot it. I don't know what it's going to make, but I wrote them and told them, cancel my subscription. I am very unhappy with the condition of this plant, the fact that I now get to shampoo my light tan carpet, because there was really no packing at all in this box. it it was just ridiculous. So, what else, honey? Oh, I did get in. Let me face it, I was so dizzy this morning, too. We initially were going to get up super early because I wanted to go to Walmart and I wanted to both have a riding cart because I'm tired of never getting able to go in there. I feel like a second class citizen. But I got up and I was so dizzy. But every time I even turned my head, the whole world spun again. And I mean, I was in a sitting position. And I was so dizzy. And I got up. Brad was in the kitchen. That was when we got up at 9 or 8.
7.
No, the last time.
Oh, was it the second time we got up?
Yeah.
It was 9.
At 9, and he was making us iced coffee. And I decided that maybe I felt well enough that then I could get up and get my clothes and get dressed. And I fell on the floor. And that's always fun. I was able to get up with Brad was bracing his rollator so I could use it to get up. But I don't know what it was. I think it was dehydration. I was so dehydrated. I read on all the possible causes of dizziness, and I didn't have most of them. I wanted to know if a bladder infection could cause dizziness. I mean, it can, but very few cases. But it sounded like it was probably dehydration. So I've been pushing the fluids, and I feel better now. I'm still not up walking a lot because, I'm still getting the sensation of being on a very mild carnival ride. Before it was like one of the most wicked ones. But like Brad was trying to help me just put something away on my bed because I was going to lay down again. And every time I even turned my head that way, you know. But that was so weird. Not sure what that was.
That was kind of scary.
Yeah. Brad said that if I got any worse, when we made the deal that if I got any worse or if it continued on and didn't start to subside, that I would have to go to the hospital, that he was going to call an ambulance. Because at that point in time, he wouldn't have been able to get me down the stairs. There's no way. But thankfully. And so he was watching me while I slept. Did you go to sleep too?
I stayed up for about an hour.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was interesting. It was. Let me know if any of you guys have had that happen. I mean, because usually if you're sitting down, it'll subside. It did not subside. I've never had problems with vertigo or anything like that. I'm not even prone to ear infections, so I don't know. what it could be. I know they said a lot of stress and anxiety can also cause that. That could be. Um, but yeah, it's been interesting. It's been very interesting.
Yeah, it was a
I
good
still
time.
feel very tired. You know, Brad's putting together that second Amish wagon. It's a red wagon. It's called Amish wagon if you type it into like um, Amazon or you type it into Walmart. And what happened was, is I tried to buy one through Walmart, and they were always sold out. So I bought one for like $1 more at Amazon. And when we got it, it did not have any of the hardware to put it together. So Brad contacted the buyer and they said, no problem, we'll send another one out. Well, we thought they meant another, set of tools, you know, nuts and bolts. No, they sent an entire another wagon kit. This time it did have the proper uh, nuts and bolts put together. So now we have two of them, which is fine. We're gonna, use them both out there. It'll be pretty. Tomorrow, I am hoping I feel well enough that we can go tomorrow morning to Walmart to get um, a few bedding plants. I need to get. Brad needs to get a few hardware different things. So I hope so because I really like to get out of the house a little bit too. Anything else?
I need to get my drugs tomorrow.
Yes, you need to pick up your prescriptions.
That's
Yeah.
what's really scary is, with these people without health insurance, I do not know how
That's why
they
so
can.
many people end up going without the necessary drugs they need.
Yeah, because if Teresa and I bought all of our scripts at full retail, we would probably spend about $4,000 a month.
Oh, we end up, let me tell you, because I forget that I haven't, we were trying to go back to Walgreens.
Oh yeah.
We dealt with Walgreens in Casper, Wyoming. We tried to deal with Walgreens in Crawfordville, Florida. When we got here, we tried to have prescriptions transferred. We got nothing but the runaround. They never did transfer them. We ended up with CVS for a while. Then we ended up at Harris Teeter because CVS had a bad of overcharging you. And they had messed up a few prescriptions. So, anyway, we decided that while we like Harris Teeter, it really is kind of a pain in the butt having to walk in there all the time. Especially when you're handicapped and stuff. So we were trying to get the drugs transferred to Walgreens 3 different times. No luck. The third time, the young lady went off on Brad and copped a big attitude. So Brad politely, very politely, told her that we wouldn't be doing business with them. And then he called and asked to talk to the store manager and let her know what was going on. But one of the things is you guys are not aware of that if you call about your prescription, it's going to a phone call center. It's not even going to that store. You have to ask when you get on there to be put through to the store. So you're getting somebody in who knows where, and you're giving them all your pertinent information, you know, and, you know, but yeah, they've done nothing to transfer the prescriptions or anything, so we'll just stay with Heritage because, they must not need our business.
Then I called Harris Teeter
Mm-hmm.
and I said that the biggest reason why we're switching is it's very very hard for me to walk,
Right.
and we were looking for a place with a drive up window, and I told them that Walgreens gave us a serious runaround, so we are not going to do business, and
Yep.
if they do contact you guys regarding our scripts being transferred, I do not want that to happen.
Right. I want to show you guys too. I got in this kit. I bought on Amazon. I wanted some of those lighted um, uh, pen pens for the diamond painting. I've seen them before, but they have the light on them, and I thought that was really cool. So I found an auction. I was gonna, or not an auction, but a listing where I was gonna get it. And it was like $10.99 for one pin. Didn't come with anything else. Then I looked down. They always have other suggestions. There was one for $11.99. It came with 4 different pins and a bunch of other stuff. So I wanted to show you. This is the pin, and that all that is just a LED light. You do have to supply the battery. It takes 2 AAA batteries. It comes with a grippy. Now on mine, because this grip would really slide up and down, I have a rubber band underneath here to make it hold better. But if you're like me, where you have a fair amount of arthritis now in your hands, this really helps because it's so much bigger than your normal, bigger around than that normal pen. The light helps if you're working in a particularly dark area. I've done some where it's got the black and the extremely dark navy blue and the extremely dark browns and stuff. And it can be kind of hard to see your different figures, the graph and stuff. Even with, like, I have an overhead light that really bends down. It's got a lot of, I can turn to see it. Let's see. Okay, because I have it faced towards, but here is it. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Nope, not yet. There you go, I guess. See, this is my light when I turn it. Oh, see, you couldn't even see it then. See here, and then I can bend it down, and it just clamps onto my working table. And it's plugged in by USB port, so I just plug it in right to my computer. But you could, if you wanted to, use a USB charger and plug it in that way. And so it came with that pin and 3 other pins. And it came in with this big amount of what they call the putty. I call it glue. It's kind of nice because it's bigger squares and it's purple. And then it came in, excuse my batteries and my other grippies, came in with all these assorted different tips to put on there. Looks like I put one on this one because I like, how to even out the your edges and stuff. I'm not real picky about, I know some people have graphs and or, those metal, almost like, I don't know, it looks like a cheese grater to me, but I know it's not. But it's like a metal straightener. And so you put each drill in that and you lift it off. But I'm just not that picky because, being an artist, I just let stuff kind of free flow. Just let it free flow, y'all. So anyway, that has been fun to play with. And I've been using that today. I'm working on that one piece. I'm not going to show it to you right now. I'll show it to you probably next week when I get more done with it, but it's coming along nicely. Tonight, excuse me, my cord is all messed up now. It bothers me.
Can I say something before
Yeah.
you go any farther? I remember we were down in Rawlins, and Teresa has
adopted. Wish.
Teresa has a habit of when she does something, once she gets used to what she's doing, she does it very, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And she and her mom were sitting at the kitchen table doing cross stitch, and her mom starts ripping into her about how come she's showing off by cross stitching so fast. And Teresa wasn't going any faster than she normally does.
I didn't think anything of it.
Yep, and her mom had to make a big deal of the back of the cross stitch project.
Yeah.
Looks almost as good as the front.
On hers.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't that particular about mine. I would put knots in my thread. I know that's a big faux pas. It didn't make any difference to my piece once I ironed it. And once I, put it on, when I stretched it out and stuff and framed it. but yeah, and she would say things like, well, I was going really fast. I hate you. And it's like, why would you say that? I quit cross stitching. I have not cross stitched a piece in years, and because it reminds me too much of my mother. And I thought for years and years that we were relatively close. We would exchange cross stitch patterns and stuff. And we always, I would go down. I would be perfectly content to go down there and sit there and just watch movies and cross stitch with that woman. And I had no idea that the minute we left, all they did was sit there and do a rundown and cut down everything about us, from our size to our clothes to our vehicle, everything. And you know, I just got to the point, and I used to love to cross stitch. It was one of my favorite things, but I haven't, I gave most of my stuff away to somebody I thought was a friend, and I wouldn't have given away as much as I did to her, except for she said, "Oh, we're always going to be friends, so anytime you want this back, sure." Then you stop speaking to me and you keep it all. That's fair, but some people are that way. I don't get how people are so cold-hearted in life. I don't. You know, it's like I can't ever stay mad at Brad for very long, no matter what he does, because, I've made my own mistakes in life, for sure. And the minute you think that you were perfect and you are above it all, then you need to check yourself because you're not. We all have our moments, and then later on you'll think, what was I thinking? You know, I was watching this one woman's vlog, and I won't say who it is. And I don't normally watch her, but I was watching her, and she was being so nasty about somebody she had had a falling out with that used to be supposedly a close friend. And she was tearing everything apart about this woman's husband, about what her father did for a living before, you know, when they were kids. I mean, and it was just so nasty. And I said to her, I said, dragging somebody through the mud never feels good. You yourself don't feel good when somebody does it to you. So why do it now? You know, walk away with your head held up high and just go on. I mean, we've all had falling out with people we thought we were close with, whether it's relatives or it's a husband, a wife, your children, or if it's somebody you thought was a close friend or even just a friend. But those that go around and run their mouth constantly, calling out that person, that's just no way to be. You know, that's just my opinion. Probably a very unpopular one. Like I said, I certainly have made my own mistakes in life, and I'll probably make some more. And I mean, that's how we all are. When none of us are perfect. If you think you're perfect, then bravo for you, because I know I'm not. I'm not. You know,
You're pretty cool.
but I'm not perfect, and I don't strive to be. And I think that what makes you uniquely human and people relate to you is if you don't act like you're better than them or above all else or anything. I'm just a person too. I have my good days, my bad days. You guys see me when I cry, when I laugh, when I'm feeling really great. You guys have seen the whole gamut over the years. Oh, we have a big problem with our dogs barking and charging the door. Somebody's even coming up the steps. And it worries me because a few times they have gotten that door open. Now we lock it. It's the outside door. It's just a solid glass. So we have what do they call a drying rack for laundry. You know, it's kind of like an accordion, goes way up. Well, we use it in between the kitchen and the wall to stop the dogs from coming all the way out because we really don't want them to have a full run of the house. You know, a few times Nixie's had a little bit of an accident and stuff, and we really do want to prevent that. If you're going to have an accident, we'd rather have you have it on the kitchen floor than, you know. So we're using that right in front of the door. That drying rack fits perfectly. And they're still able to lay there and look out the door, but it just gives them what? About 12 inches that they can't get to that door?
Almost 2 feet, actually.
Yeah. So, you know, and so anybody can be coming up to the door or whatever, and they can't be going ballistic. So, you know, it helps. So, never thought there'd be so many uses for a dragon or a drying rack. It's like, holy moly. We did manage to yesterday to get late last night, get the house cleaned. Didn't take much because we keep it pretty well picked up during the week. I still would love to have you clean off that table.
Yeah, I started to.
Okay. So I can do some painting. But tomorrow I know I'm probably gonna have to do some planting. And I was so excited. Walmart it sent one of the great big planters that I ordered. They canceled the other two. You know, but whatever. And I'm sure we need the other two now.
Yeah.
So, but tonight Carol and I are going to do our nails. I'm looking forward to that. I got us both the same kind of color changing powder. So, we like to get on there on a video chat, you know, like FaceTime, and just chat and do our nails and all of that. And it's really nice. So, Brad will go in the bedroom and watch TV, and I will be out here doing my nails with Carol. And I'm really looking forward to that, uh, you know, girlfriend time. We make the most of it. We wish we lived closer, but this will work, and we enjoy it. She's a hoot, isn't she, honey?
Yep.
She's quite a character.
Yep.
She's a really good friend, though.
Yeah. Yeah. God, has she got a southern accent?
Doesn't she, though?
Oh, Lord.
Brad, I don't think you'd ever heard her before. You know, he's read her comments on the vlogs, but he'd never heard her. And the other day, he was walking in, and I think you whispered to me, "Is that Carol?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah." And then, you know, they said hi to each other. But yeah, she got a very southern accent.
Yes, she does.
But you can understand her.
Yeah.
I can understand everything she says.
Yeah.
She's become a really good friend, really close friend of mine. You know, someday she keeps my sanity. Someday she keeps me from just losing it. So I was one crack cookie yesterday. You know how you're crying about everything and you want to go, shut up to yourself. Because you're like, really? You gotta cry about. I mean, I would have cried about, I don't know, time I fell off a bike when I was 13 or something. Because, geez, Louise. I even said to Brad at one point in time, I'm crying. I'm like, is there anything else I can cry about right now? Right?
Yeah.
You know, so I went in, and we always kind of try and split part of the housework, and I like him to vacuum. I'll pick up the whole house, so hopefully he doesn't have to bend over too awful much. And then I will do the bathroom and the cat litter box, and pick up the bedroom too, empty out the garbages, get those ready, because, you know, it was trash day today. We didn't even get a chance to take that trash can out because our neighbor came over and did it. They brought it right back.
He is so amazing.
He is. He is. You've become pretty good friends with him. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think someday you ought to tell him that you want to play cards with them all. You might not know that you like to play cards. He plays cards. He has people come over sometimes
Oh.
and they play cards.
I did not.
I don't know if he does over here necessarily, but he says he likes to.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like to all play cards.
Okay.
You like to play cards. Get you out of the house. It would.
Yeah.
You might meet somebody and you guys could talk about fishing or whatever,
Yeah.
honey. You
Yeah.
know, have some guy time.
Yeah.
I am not your guy.
No, you're not.
I'm not. It's just like we were talking about people being sympathetic. And I said, I'm not that type of a person. I'll be very sympathetic, but not going to baby people because I don't believe in it. Like, I don't like to be babied, and Brad knows that. I mean, you know that, like, if I've been sick or something, as soon as I can, I'll go back to my normal routine. Like, I was sick Tuesday, super sick. I was so sick I could not get warm. Brad was piling blankets on me and everything. He was really worried about me. Yesterday, I pop up, you know, I will get back to my normal routine because I grew up with a handicapped brother and a mom who wanted to pretend like she was handicapped. And the world all stopped revolving because of my brother. My mom has always babied him. He never had to do anything the rest of us ever had to do. Well, I mean, it was just him and I, but you know, it's like he always got out of gym class. You know, he used to go to Shriners Hospital and he had surgeries to correct, and then he's fine and stuff. But still, for years and years, and still to this day, because he lives in our basement now. We're 50. Maybe we're 51 now. We're 51 now, and we live in our parents' basement. No job or anything, but we got what is it, a Camaro?
Yeah.
He has a Camaro. Ladies, if you want the biggest fucking mama boy you ever want to see in your whole life, because when he was married to his first wife, even, they get into a fight, he called his mommy. Seriously. Mommy would call back then and chew out the wife. So if you want the world's biggest mama boy, and he's going to tell you my parents are millionaires, which they are not, then, you know, yeah. So I grew up being pretty tough. I had to be. I never got a bit of sympathy from that woman for anything, even though I grew up with chronic bladder infections constantly. And so I expect everybody to really push it to their very limit. Then if you can't do something, I might come and help you do it without reservation. There's certain things that Brad just cannot do that I do for him. There's some things I can't do that Brad will do and help me with, like pulling down the back of my bra. But I've got enough arthritis in my arms and my shoulders now that I can't reach back there and do it. So, but yeah, I'm very empathetic to people and what they're going through. But then I look at like kids having cancer or people that we know have had like really horrible diseases. And it's like, well, we got to make the best of it. We're all going to get something. We're all going to get something. That's just the way it is. Right, hun?
Yep.
So, anyway, I'm not sure what we're having for dinner. We're either having poke bowls, which are basically sushi without the seaweed wrap. You just put it all in a bowl. That's probably what will end up happening. That sounds good. I know we have everything for that. That's why I bought certain things the other day from Aldi's. And hopefully we're going to watch a couple episodes of The Hateful Eight. I would love to do that. You know?
Well, we got to be done by 8 o'clock.
Oh, yes, because the Mills family will have their live little shopping thing.
No.
What?
I thought it was Carol.
Oh, crap!
Yeah, she's going to see this and she's going to realize that you forgot about her.
No.
You're just testing me, see if I remembered, right?
Girlfriend, you and I got to date, okay? Because I can always watch the Mills family. Even they do it live, they always put it up. So, it's no biggie. I forgot about that. He's just trying to get me in trouble. You know how he is.
I wouldn't do that.
No,
I am sweet and innocent.
she knows better. She knows better. Bradley. Heidi. Okay? Alright. Anyway, I love you guys and I do cherish your friendship so very much. Thanks for listening to me prattle on. Yes, look at the skunk stripe. Yep. Look great. And we will be in touch with you guys in a few days. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you'll have a great weekend. And remember that we love you guys. Say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.